Let me just check here. Okay, this is already getting very long. Let me just skip to it. I played with this and played with this, and here's what I came up with. So I ended up playing a green base, and I have one black card, and that's my Duskmantle Seer. And I have my Frontline Medic and my Angelic Skirmisher, which I wanted to play, and out of that white pool only added Angelic Edict. So out of my black and white, that's all I took. So oh, this one too, Arrows of Justice. That was one of the things that kind of decided it for me. Is I came up with many good color combinations, but then it was like, where are my removal cards? And black had a Grizzly Spectacle, which was probably my best removal card in this whole set. And then it had a Devour Flesh, and that was it. So it only had 2. Arrows of Justice is not one of my favorites. Angelic Edict, however, once you get up to 5, it does the job, whatever you want it to do. So I had 2 there, but I knew that with 2 of my bombs being white, one of them being double white, that was the better idea than bringing in the black. And in the red, even though it was a good red pool, I didn't have any removal at all. It was just very good creature quality, like Boros end type creatures. But the green pool, remember, it only had 1 card that wasn't really playable. And then when you looked at the Simic stuff, we had the Elusive Krasis, and then we had another evolved creature, the Shamble Shark, which is fine, and the Drakewing Krasis, which is very good. And we had a Cloudfin Raptor too. So we get a lot of good early hits here. We have the Keymaster Rune, and I wanted to play the Simic Manipulator. I feel like I could have taken out the Simic Manipulator because I was going to have very low chances of getting him out early. But what I ended up doing is playing all 5 of my rares, which was kind of a cool thing, plus my Elusive Krasis, which is just one of the best cards. And let's go back to my color, my curve, and I had 2 Verdant Havens. I'll draft 2. And oftentimes they come out, but the only thing I have to play the Duskmantle Seer is 1 Guildgate and the 2 Verdant Havens. And my blue has this as an extra. My white is just these 4 plus the 2 Verdant Havens. So it's kind of a risky mana base, but we need lots of blue and green to get the gold cards, which come early, and maybe get the Simic Manipulator early. I don't really need double white until I get to 6, so I feel like that's a pretty good white base. And I feel like the Duskmantle Seer, being my only black card, with 2 Verdant Havens in the Orzhov Guildgate, this is just fine. Okay, and then we're going to go to the, let's see, where is it? 1 second. So we're going to go to the first round, and it's a really quick one. It's a pretty non-eventful round, and this is a video of it. And the opponent, if he doesn't mulligan, might have, or he just gets hosed. He's going first. Yes, he does mulligan. He keeps a 6 card hand. I had to mulligan a one land hand, and I got a Spire Seer to get started, and that, to me, that was enough. But then look at the mana base. I've got all 4 of my colors plus my Duskmantle Seer, so I feel super fortunate here. He gets out a Basilisk Screecher. I can't attack, so I'm feeling like, oh well, maybe the later game will be good for me. Gyre Sage comes out. That's an awesome draw. I get my 2-drop just in time. Can't attack. And then he gets stuck, and that's pretty much the game. I don't get to pump anytime soon, so no need to play here, so we're just kind of staring at each other. But he's just drawing cards, not getting anything to play. That's the way the game ends. I get Ooze Flux and think, if I get into the late game, we might get to have some interesting play with Ooze Flux. But now I've pumped up the Seer, and he gets to attack, and we get to hold on, see if the Duskmantle Seer is going to pay for himself or if he's going to hurt me. And here's the first one. I am up 1-2 on the Duskmantle Seer's kind of random ability. And I'm starting to pump out creatures now. The Sage gets an extra counter, and I'm able to start hitting, and that's pretty much it. So he's going to take 7. If he has no play here, he's pretty much done. He has no play, he is done. So first game pretty uneventful. Even in real time, it didn't take very long. So speed this up. We're going to get through the whole round in just a few minutes. Game 2, he's going first. And this game is eerily similar. I've got this almost the same hand as I had last time, which is, you know, people complain about the shuffler, but I do think sometimes it kind of gets stuck. It's definitely not the same. I'm not going to get the same cards in the same order. It's just not possible, but it's really weird to see the same game play out. So he even gets the Basilica Screecher out, and we have the same game state that we had last time. And I'm going to get the Sage out. So this board looks identical to the one that we had in the first game. And I even have the Orzhov Guildgate and the Adaptive Snapjaw in hand like I did last time. Of course, he gets a 3rd land, so we think we might have a game here. Krasis can come out, and he actually gets to pump the Sage one time, evolve the Sage one time, and we're looking at the same game as last time. He's got 3 lands and has only made 1 play. In a second here, he comments that I almost completely changed my deck, but all it did was change the cards that I can't play in my hand. So he's a little bit upset here. I can get out an Ivy Lane Denizen and attack for 1, as opposed to attacking for 2. But the way my board is going, so long as he doesn't have a Wiper, which he probably can't get out for another 2 turns, then I think developing this as much as possible is just all that I need to do. And I even have enough to play the Angelic Skirmisher at this time. But we bring out the Snapjaw. It's going to evolve 2 more creatures. And I'll even put the counter on the Spire Tracer. That way every single creature can attack, and he's had enough. So that's it. That's round 1, and we'll have some actual video for the other rounds.